your eyes open now.
Alright, so the debug feature you'll find on the interactable dialogue blender component. You just click enable dialogue after the scene begins. You just click on that, and then it'll turn on the IA. And you'll hear.
I need to hear what they're saying, man.
You'll see that.
Try to remember.
You'll see that the IA opens up, and then the dialogue changes. I actually have this temporary.
It'll help bring the memory back.
I'm actually using this temporary dialogue to replace the muffled dialogue, so that you can hear it, because the original muffled dialogue in this scene is it's too hard to hear. So if you want to close the eyes, you can left click anywhere. Oh yeah, that sound from the IA you still hear during debug. But in regular eyes closed, you won't hear that sound. I fixed that clicky sound. Nonetheless, you can also use the debug eyes closed button instead of the mouse click. It doesn't really matter what you. It's just bonus, I guess. Okay, so it allows you to test it out. And there's another feature here, debug mode. So I have it set to default, but there's two other options: disable all blink IAs and interact all blink IAs. So what that means is, say for the case of scene, whoops, wrong one. Say for the case of scene 154C, let's move this up here, clean it up. In the case we have a blink IA for reveal notebook, which I think still it's supposed to open the book, by the way. I think that's what it's supposed to do. And then the eyes closed IA, hold eyes closed, we can force an interaction with all the other IAs that are active. So what I'll do is I'll show you that. Okay, so I'll change the debug mode. You can do it before or after starting the scene to interact all blink IAs.
Reading your story reminded me of it, so I started searching through old boxes.
So this is blink IA here that opens the book, and I'm just going to click on enable. Oops, my bad.
We're so young.
Where are you? Gosh, I lost it. Oh, here it is. I'm going to enable debug here. So you'll see that it actually interacted with the basic. It forced the interaction.
Your eyes.
And now this is the eyes closed IA. You probably saw a cube fall from the sky, because that was just the way I was seeing the interaction happen. It was just a debug thing for me, just to know that it was working. Okay, so the other way to do it, I'll get rid of that. Get rid of that cube. I don't need it. So I just had this. I had this disabling or enabling a cube, the IA. The other way to do it, another option is to set this. Oop, oh my gosh, so many drop downs. To set this to disable all blink IAs. So instead of forcing an interaction, once you click enable debug, it will.
Reading your story reminded me of it.
That's the blink IA.
Searching through old boxes.
So once I click enable, about clicking away from that. Come on, enable debug. It actually disables the game object, which is, I'm not sure if that's ever going to be useful, but I threw it in there just as an option.
Try closing your eyes. See if you can remember.
So another thing you'll notice is the let's put this back to interact. Another thing you'll notice is when I turn on enable debug, that just wait.
Reading your story
it stops any current playing dialogue clip, so that when you close your eyes and open them, it'll be referring to the it'll be using the muffle dialog and clear dialog, just to be sure. Yeah, so that's it. Let me know if there's other features you want. I'd be happy to look into it. Cheers.